Hello, welcome back to training vlog number 50. This is peak week number 6 deadlift day. Started things off with a pretty easy deficit deadlift here, although I was a little surprised at how hard the deficit portion of it felt. Usually a little stronger at a deficit, but since I've been doing so much specific deadlift work lately, I was a little thrown off by that deficit. Doesn't really matter though, just using that as a little primer to get things started so the volume work feels a little easier. Now, this is not a PR here, as I've done 430 for 5 before, but that was on a deadlift bar. So I guess this technically is a stiff bar PR. Moved pretty well, although I think I did the straps just a hair too narrow, as I usually do. That caused the bar speed just to be a little bit slower, especially around lockout, than I would like. Although when it comes to the deficit stiff legs, as well as the back extensions, I did get PRs today. So it was a pretty successful training session overall. Although I am getting towards the end of my peaking phase, probably past week 8, I'm going to have to start cutting back a lot of the assistance and accessory volume. And then, start the start of week 9 and forward on after that, I'll have to make sure not to really push it for any PRs on any of that leftover assistance and accessory work that I am doing, because I want to make sure there's, barely any DOMs, barely any fatigue. That way, with that fatigue dropping, my performance can actually skyrocket and I'll be able to showcase my true potential. Now, I have already started to do this tapering process very slightly. I have dropped a set off of a few different assistance movements here and there, slightly lowering that volume. And on back extensions today, I actually did lower my exertion. Usually I push it to about 8.5 RPE. I stopped at about a 7 RPE today. Decided to, leave some reps in the tank. Still hit a weight PR. Left on a high note, and I kept fatigue down, so it was a win-win. Now, there are a few pieces of the workout I did not record. The wide grip ring pull-ups are going pretty well. As you'll see, a way that I am keeping fatigue down on them is to do 2 sets weighted, and then the last set with body weight. Lying band leg curls, that's a staple in my home gym. Got that one from Matt Wenning. Those are going pretty well, doing very high reps. The pump is intense, and I get a lot of repetitions with that knee flexion. Just keeping my hamstrings healthy, basically. That's also another very low fatigue movement that I'm going to keep in right until the end of the peak. Although I will be probably going to the YMCA since this garage gym is starting to get pretty cold, so I'll probably use their lying hamstring curl machine or seated hamstring curl machine. So with that out of the way, I do have a few quick announcements to make before I wrap things up here. So I do kind of think I want to take my YouTube channel in a new direction after this peaking phase is over. I will have a off season where I have a little bit of time to think, but from right now I'm thinking I kind of want to stop doing these training vlogs on here and just do my training, posts with a detailed article at the bottom on my Instagram. And then as far as YouTube goes, I'll just maybe do shorts in my for my PRs, maybe like some highlight videos, like 2 to 3 lifts that I think are really cool that I did during the week, and then more so just like educational content, demonstrations, lifting theory discussions, Q&A, stuff like that. And if you want to see these training vlogs and exactly how I'm programming and lifting at the moment, you'll have to check out my Instagram, because right now it kind of just feels like I'm doing a lot of redundancy. There's a lot of overlap between these as well as my Instagram posts. And I know not everyone that watches this follows me on Instagram, but I highly recommend you do. It is a faster way to absorb all of the content I'm spewing out in these training vlogs. And then it leaves me more time to, expand out and do more interesting things on this channel. And one more thing, I did come up with a release date on when I'm going to relaunch the Patreon. It's going to be January 1st, and it's going to be just for like exclusive educational content and stuff like that. So thank you very much for watching the video. Please make sure to click all the buttons down below and have a great day.